Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I am just going to be getting She-Hulk thoughts off my chest. I just finished watching episode 2, which just came out today, and I don't have anything scripted, and I do not have particularly anything that I want to say other than just getting these thoughts off my chest. She-Hulk was an abomination. These first two episodes honestly were a train wreck for me to watch, and just the lack of justice that they did to the Hulk character, and then I think the lack of service that they're actually doing to She-Hulk's character is, in a word, pathetic for me. I don't want to sound like this, like woman hater, because I am really not. I love all the female superheroes when they're done properly, just as I wouldn't like a male superhero if it wasn't done properly. I believe that the two types of superheroes can coexist and can have balance, but I think that She-Hulk and its unfunny satire is just the worst way to go about it. An entire team of writers and the director all being women that clearly want to convey a message that men are an issue, as seen in the first two episodes of She-Hulk, where literally every single guy in the episodes is just a stereotypical jerk and scumbag, except for one male, and that would probably be Bruce Banner, who is actually being a very nice cousin and family member and just friend to her. And then she's ironically not letting him get a full sentence out and just constantly interrupting him. It's alienating, I'd say, well over half of the people who actually watch the show She-Hulk. It's almost as if the directors and the writers knew that every Marvel fan would have to watch this show for the furthering of the MCU and its plot. And they knew you'd watch it anyway, so they just made it as woke and as feminist friendly as possible in an attempt to get the message across, knowing that a bunch of teenage boys or young men would be watching it. And make no mistake, I'm all for women standing up for themselves and getting equal treatment. I think that is very, very important in today's society. What I don't appreciate is tearing down one gender to prop up another, because you can prop up women and glorify them to some level without taking something away from the other side intentionally. I think that it's very important that to push up females to this pedestal, we should also not tear down men. And I feel like the only way She-Hulk's writers knew how to prop up women was in a way that devalues men. And I just think that is such a selfish, backwards way of looking at things. If we're truly trying to progress as a society, I think it's important that the two can both be glorified without tearing each other down. I just think that it's less about the superhero and more about the message it's trying to convey, which is really sad, because I think She-Hulk is an awesome superhero, and I really think that the Hulk obviously is an awesome superhero as well. But getting into kind of the nitty-gritty here of the actual episode 2, which she's introduced to Abomination in this episode, and there's a lot of callbacks to the original Hulk in 2008 that kind of kickstarted the MCU, where it's kind of sad because there was so many options or opportunities in here that they could have brought back the movie and kind of reignited that tone that they had back then, where it was kind of like a gritty movie with like super serious tone in that film, with the stakes being extremely high, just two colossal beings going at one another. And they honestly treated it like a joke. They made Abomination into a poet, and they made the Hulk just completely forgive him. When, if you really go back and watch this movie, these are two like insanely powerful beings going at one another to the death. This isn't something you just mend in a few years with a letter. Like, I understand Bruce Banner's like sort of this gentle and forgiving guy now, but if you actually pull back the layers of this and go back to what the Hulk used to be, there's no forgiving Abomination. And listen, I'm no Hulk expert by any means, but you can't really make amends in this circumstance. And I just think that the writers are really being tone deaf here, because they want to convey this whole message that like men are terrible, and you could tell with the writing, but then they'll do things like make Jennifer Walters actually take his case, knowing that her cousin was literally trying to be murdered by this guy just because she really wants a job. So it's like, who are you really actually making look bad in this show? I don't know. I just think there are better ways that we can go about this show, and honestly, I think so far through the first 2 episodes, it's probably the most disappointing thing. I can't get through 10 minutes of the show without, or 10 minutes, I'll say, I can't even get through 2 minutes of the show without there being a reference of just a guy being a complete jerk scumbag towards women for just no apparent reason. But then in addition to that, there's also just these very strange creative decisions where Jennifer Walters will be, you know, interrupting Bruce Banner while he's trying to get a word out, or being a know-it-all wherever it is. So it's sort of just weird. They're making their own main character just this extremely unlikable person. It's almost like everyone's just a dick in this universe now all of a sudden. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Both sides are just completely crazy. Or maybe I'm just crazy. I think it's very poorly done through the first 2 episodes. I understand that it's supposed to be satire and kind of this over-exaggeration of what women have to deal with in our society, but I just think it's so over the top, and oftentimes it just falls flat on its face with the humor it's trying to convey. I don't know. Just not a big fan of the series so far, but moving beyond that, I think there is one good thing that could come out of the show, and we saw the Hulk going to Sakaar on the messenger ship, and I think this is actually going to set up World War Hulk. I think the Hulk is going to go crazy in Sakaar and revert back to his original epic Hulk form, so that is something to look forward to. Hopefully, if they can make Hulk what he was, back into this vicious, fearless beast, I think we would all enjoy the MCU a little bit more and have an actual big scale World War Hulk movie to look forward to. That would be awesome. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think this She-Hulk is falling flat on its face, if you think the message it's trying to convey is awesome, or if it's over the top. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, please, and definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel. We do movie reviews, gaming, a bunch of different things, and we're coming up on 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really like to know your thoughts, and I'd really appreciate the sub and the like on the video. It'd help out a lot. With that being said, I'm out, and have a good one. Peace.